another NFL season started, and another media storm about Colin Kaepernick. What's up, cool people? I'm Matt Conroy, and about a week ago, when, there was Thursday Night Football, right at the start of the NFL season, Nike unveiled this ad for some new campaign thing that they're doing that featured, a couple of different athletes to my understanding, but in particular, there was Colin Kaepernick. And of course, all the controversy surrounding Colin Kaepernick because he dares to protest the American flag during the national anthem. Which, you could look back at previous videos for more detail on this, but again, protesting the flag is never what it was about. Can we get a grip, people? But, okay, for real, the controversy this time around seems to be that Nike has kind of made him the face of this new advertising marketing strategy thing that they're doing. And so, in response to it, maybe, supposedly, although I've been hearing some doubts about this recently, but rumor has it that people are burning or tearing up or otherwise just demolishing their Nike gear because of Nike making this move to have Colin Kaepernick as the face of this new marketing strategy and their new ad campaign. Which, first off, Colin Kaepernick was getting paid by Nike before this most recent deal. It wasn't quite as much, I don't think. I think it was more based off of, the fact that he was previously a well-known athlete who, in fact, went to the Super Bowl. But people seem to have forgotten the fact that Colin Kaepernick was already endorsed by Nike, or vice versa, however that actually works out. But those who do seem to know are spreading rumors that this was Nike's plan all along. Like, they were paying him specifically to protest the flag and the national anthem or whatever, so they could then come back later and have this ad campaign with him as the front person for it. And I'm not going to say for sure one way or another with any degree of certainty, because people will create rumors and spread crap all over the internet all the time. But in my opinion, I personally think it's a load of hooey that Nike would have paid an athlete specifically to lose their athlete job and, basically not have that platform anymore. Because Nike is a sports brand. Why would they not want an athlete that's under their brand in sports? This whole thing has just been ridiculous, and I've been reading / seeing a little bit of stuff lately where it's like, some of the Nike gear burning was just fake, it was a hoax, people made it up. And, obviously then there are the counter-arguments for the flip side, where people are like, Nike was paying Kaepernick to protest all along. And it's just been so over-politicized, like practically everything seems to be these days. Like, can we just let people do their thing and not villainize each other for it? one of the great things about this country is that we have the freedom to have our own opinions on matters and to, stand up for what we think is right. And it seems like from both sides, this is being limited these days. Because, people on the far left seem to think that the far right is the one who's, throwing out hate speech or trying to limit people's freedoms or whatever. But then the right turns around and says the left is trying to limit them, whereby saying that the left is actually hateful. And everything has become like this these days. Not everything, but nearly. There's way too much stuff that is political like this now. And for anybody who is actually, throwing out their Nike gear or whatever, here are a couple of reasons why that is completely useless and pointless. First off, you already paid for the stuff. What does Nike care if you get rid of it now? If you're going to boycott Nike and not buy their stuff in the future, okay. But why do you need to waste your own money getting rid of the stuff that you had and forcing yourself to buy new stuff just because you don't like what a particular brand is doing? I suppose there is the argument that you don't want to be seen wearing their gear because they stand for something that you're against. But if you don't want something, here's a better way to get rid of it. How about you, donate it to Goodwill or some other charity that will give used clothing items to people who need it? Because, by just wasting your stuff, you're kind of helping to prove Kaepernick's point a little bit. Because it was supposed to be all about racial injustice when he started sitting/kneeling. It was sitting at first, but then he started kneeling because he asked former veterans what they thought he should do, and they suggested kneeling. But anyway, that was another video. But, if that was because of racial inequality and all that kind of stuff, and you have an opportunity to help those less fortunate, but you're not just because you're angry over a stupid brand, then you're kind of just promoting the outrage culture and not doing anything positive. The main thing I like about Kaepernick is that he has actually helped people with what he's done. And the fact that he actually seems to want to try to, bring people together and not just protest something in a way that intentionally makes people angry. He's tried to work through this, but people just don't seem to want to let him have a platform. Some people. And also, just getting rid of the old gear from Nike, burning it, tearing it up, throwing it away, whatever, it's pointless. Because it just stirs up the outrage culture, and it actually probably makes some other people want to buy Nike stuff even more, because you're saying that you're against this particular thing, and so some people will buy Nike products just to spite you. So stop being ridiculous and doing stuff out of anger, because that's no good decisions are made when you're angry. Period. I've seen it from all sorts of different kinds of people. Even the best of people in the world, when they are angry, if they happen to make a decision when they're angry, which they normally don't if they're really that good of a person, but it's even the best person that makes a decision when angry ends up regretting it later. But my main point is, can we stop over-politicizing everything? The fact of the matter is, Nike was paying Kaepernick before, probably not just to protest the anthem, but because he was a famous athlete, and they renewed his deal and have made him the face of their new marketing campaign, and they picked kind of a phrase that seemed fitting because of what has happened to him since the whole protest thing started. And by the way, he has some sort of lawsuit that he's been filing against the NFL that has been allowed to proceed. And so, meanwhile, while all this is going on, your precious NFL that you seem to think is, a right-wing bastion of good American qualities or whatever, they're being sued by the man that you were protesting against, and the case is being allowed to proceed for whether or not he was specifically targeted and there was some sort of coercion or basically some sort of plan to just not let him have a job in the NFL anymore. And if you think the NFL is losing views or whatever just because of them shifting away from their, classic American values or what have you, guess what? All their gear is Nike, or a lot of their gear is Nike. So, if you want to stop watching the NFL, feel free. But there are plenty of people out there who don't give a crap about your supposed athletes protesting the national anthem story, which they're not. You're missing the point if that's what you think. But anyway, I've digressed long enough. Just stop over-politicizing everything, please. Anyway, that's it. That's it. I'm just going to keep ranting if I say any more. So, that's all I've got. Like and share if you enjoyed the video or you agreed with what I'm saying. You can share to spread the word. Subscribe to my channel if you want to make sure you don't miss any of the stuff that I upload here in the future. Especially, click the bell button if you want to make extra sure. Then you should get notified whenever I post new videos. You can also follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. All that info is going to be down in the description below this video. And right below that, you can leave a comment. Am I completely off base? Or, is Kaepernick like the best humanitarian in the world right now? Or is he just completely the worst human being ever? Leave your comments below, but be civil about it, please. Anyway, I don't want this just further propelling outrage stuff. But anyway, that's it. So I hope you're all doing well. Hopefully I will see you in the next video for something maybe a little less controversial and heated. But anyway, until then, stay cool, people.